My name is Esther, and this is my thought for the week. Back in November 2019, I visited Israel, and suddenly the Bible wasn't just a storybook anymore. I was walking the streets, touching the ancient walls I had only ever read about. There I was living my best life, but also deeply aware of the path Jesus walked and he suffered and endured for me. It was beautiful, but sobering. Then there's Cyprus, a country I visited 3 times. Cyprus is one of the few places in the Bible where Christianity was established, directly by the apostles themselves. It's where Paul, then Saul, and Barnabas were sent by the Holy Spirit on their first missionary journey. One of the places they visited was Paphos. Now, while it's beautiful, when I went, I struggled to connect it to the biblical days. It had changed so much over time with tourism, modern buildings, and the usual. But if you read Acts 13:4-12, you'll see how significant Cyprus was in the spread of the gospel. More recently, I travelled to Malta, and the sense of history there was almost tangible, especially in the churches where it was so beautiful, decorated. It truly took my breath away. In Acts 28, we read about the Apostle Paul was shipwrecked on his way to Rome. He was being transported as a prisoner when a fierce storm wrecked the ship. Everyone aboard managed to swim or float safely to shore. I had the privilege of seeing where that happened. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to walk on the island itself, but I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I am so close to where the Apostle Paul once stood. So now, let me bring Paul into the 21st century for a moment. If the Apostle Paul had travel bloggers back in 16 AD, Malta would have trended for weeks. I mean, come on, shipwreck, miracles, a viper bite. This wasn't just a journey, it was the original faith-based action movie. At St. Paul's Bay, Paul's Mediterranean cruise took a non-expected turn. Cue the storm and a broken ship. It's believed to be the very place where Paul and his fellow travellers came ashore. And yes, I can confidently say I dipped my feet in the water. After the shipwreck, tradition says Paul spent 3 months in a cave in Rabat, near Mdimna. Today it's called St. Paul's Grotto, and I had the chance to visit. Let me tell you, the boat I was in wasn't much better than Paul's, and I thank God it hadn't capsized. Oh, and let's not forget the part where a viper bit Paul. Shook it off like a boss and made everyone think he was God. I genuinely enjoy visiting places where faith and history meet. There's something powerful about standing where biblical figures once stood. It brings the word to life in a way that no sermon or study can quite match. Now I think it's time I started planning another trip. Until next time, God bless.